Hello everyone, my name is Cameron Mitchell. And thanks to MNPS and Oz Arts, I'm here to share a STEAM activity with you all. Now some of you may be wondering, what is STEAM? Or maybe you already know. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Now, the mission of STEAM is to bring together knowledge, skills, and experiences we all need in the 21st century to make a better experience for all of us. Now, you have things like this wireless mouse, where back in my day, we needed a wire that goes to this big old box computer. But you don't need that anymore, because now we have this. But maybe we'll create something even better than this in the future. Who knows? And we look at these different subjects and see their disciplines, sometimes separate, but they actually go together. Because you need to have the artistic and creative mind to think of something like a wireless mouse or an iPhone. So we're going to be discovering today how science and art can go well together in this topic of beyond the elements. Yeah, that sounded great in my mind, but it probably didn't go too well just now. Oh well, we won't worry about all that. We're here to talk about science and art, going beyond the elements. But we're going to be talking about elements on the periodic table. Have you guys heard of that before? Well, if you haven't, in chemistry terms, it's a table full of elements that are at their smallest form, and they can't get any smaller than that, right? So for instance, I could take this gold ring, right? Gold ring, very nice, but I could chop it up, grind it up, whatever, put it in a blender. Don't do that. But as small as it would get, it's only gonna be gold as it gets smaller. Same thing for things like oxygen, hydrogen, lithium, other elements that are found on the periodic table. So why don't you take a look at the periodic table now? See if you notice some elements that you recognize.
Can you find O for oxygen? How about K for potassium, like what's found in bananas? How about Ti for titanium? What else can you find?
Now, we're looking at this chart together, but we're not here to create chemistry experiments that may blow up or take over the world and things like that. We'll save that for another day. But what we're here to do is talk about how we can combine these elements with the elements of poetry, which is something I like to do in my hobbies because I'm a poet. I love writing, I love presenting poetry. And so today I'll be showing you guys how to write and present poetry in performance. So first, what you're gonna do is, as you take a look at the periodic table, I want you to choose 3 elements that stand out to you. 2 that you probably recognize, and 1 that you may not. So I'm going to choose gold, helium, and sulfur. What are 3 elements that you want to choose? Go ahead and take your time to choose that now. Now, once you've chosen those, maybe you can take some time to figure out some fun facts about those elements, all right? Now remember, we're not here to just talk about chemistry and go into depths and details of that stuff, but we are going to be taking those elements and combining them with a few elements of poetry that I know. So maybe you guys know these elements too. What is something that compares two things without using like or as? A metaphor, yes. So a metaphor is something that compares two things without using like or as. Now, if it is using like or as, what is that called? Maybe it's, a simile. Yes, a simile compares two things using like or as. So I'll give an example. If I say she is fast like a cheetah, I just used a what? A simile, yeah. So I compared two things, she and cheetah, using like. So that makes it a simile. Now if I take out like and I rearrange the sentence a little bit, I can say she is a cheetah. Now I just made a what? A metaphor. Good. So now we are going to create some poetry using similes and metaphors of our own. So I want you guys to go ahead and grab something to write on and something to write with. It could be a pen or pencil, it could be a color marker, whatever you like. Just make sure you write on paper, not your table, not your arm. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have here my first line. So you're gonna choose something that is maybe on you. So I chose my skin. Maybe you can choose your eyes, your hair, your feet, your hands, your nails, your muscles, whatever you like. And then I chose an element, and I chose gold. It's the element AU on the periodic table. Now, there are a bunch of elements on the periodic table. And so right at this point, you can go ahead and pull out a periodic table if you have one available, or you can pull one up online. Now, once you have that, again, you can choose something on yourself. You're gonna compare it, and since we have like, that makes it a simile. All right, so we're creating a simile using something on us and comparing with an element. So I chose gold, which is a metal. So you can choose gold, you can choose silver, you can choose lithium, whatever you like. All right, next, I'm going to choose another line, my love. So I'm going to take something like love. Maybe you want to use love, or you could say strength, my happiness, my memories, my time. And this time, we're not going to use like or as, which makes it a metaphor. Great, great, great. And so I'm going to use sulfur. But I may take it a step further, because I know sulfur can become sulfuric acid, which is very dangerous. Acid burns through things. So you never want to touch acid. And you may be wondering, how is love compared to something like acid? Well, it depends on how you use it. Maybe I am melting away anger. So if I want to do it, I could say my love is sulfuric acid melting away anger. So in that way, sulfuric acid can be something that's good, right? What else? We could say my happiness is like, which changes back to a simile. Helium. So again, you can choose something here. You can change happiness for joy, my anger, my strength, my motivation is like, and I chose helium. Maybe you could choose hydrogen. Maybe you could choose sulfur. There's so many other elements, oxygen, whatever you like, even iron. My strength is like iron. That's a good one. All right, so I'm gonna extend it. Now, what do I mean? It's high in the clouds with excitement. All right, so there you have it. My skin shines like gold. My love is sulfuric acid melting away anger. My happiness is like helium, high in the clouds with excitement. Great. Now we have written our stuff. But we can't just stop there. We have to perform it. All right. So now that we have written our stuff, our writing, now we can perform. All right. So performance can be a little scary, I know. But if you practice, it can be all the more better. So when it comes to this, it's best to read, but also have it in one hand, using your other hand in your body to help you bring it to life, all right? That can come from your voice, your tone. All of these different elements really help to bring out your performance, all right? So I can start off just reading it like, my skin shines like gold. My love is sulfuric acid, melting away anger. My happiness is like helium, high in the clouds with excitement. All right, so that was me reading it. Not bad, but let's add some different elements, right? So now we're gonna add in our actions. My skin is like gold. My love is sulfuric acid, melting away anger. My happiness is like helium, high in the clouds with excitement. All right, not bad, not bad. Now you try it. Now, what we're gonna do a little bit more, we're gonna really like push it, all right? We're gonna come outside of ourselves and really take it like 200%, even adding in a little volume and tone, all right? Giving a little character, a little seasoning to it. All right, here we go. My skin shines like gold. My love is sulfuric acid, melting away anger. My happiness is like helium high in the clouds with excitement. Thank you. This is beautiful. This is art. So you get the picture. So you guys can really like have fun with this, go all over the place, just do your thing. So how about you take a chance to share with a partner what you're doing, what you have, present it with them. And then once you've done that, maybe you can get a chance to share it in front of the class. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this Beyond the Elements. Elements.